Hi everyone, welcome to the On the Mic YouTube channel. This is Vijay and I have Chakri. I am your host for today. We have taken a role reversal. Reason being, Chakri said offline that he has got a very interesting updates from Israel. So I was just a bit curious and I said like there's a lot of terror bust happening in India entire week. So I thought like what is the bust factor that he has got from Israel? Over to you, sir.
Jai Ganesha, and thank you for having me on the show, Vijay. And the topic that today I would like to just bring upon is Israel, uh, dropping 700 Chinese-made cars. So that's one particular interesting title that caught my attention. So setting the context into perspective, I just want to get into the discussion straight away. So basically, what caught my attention is that the Israeli military recalled about 700 Chinese-made cars. Uh, in any measure, that's a huge move, and it immediately made me wonder what exactly could have triggered that decision. So these aren't just ordinary cars, if you have noticed it. So today's vehicles are like computers on wheels, and that changes the whole security picture.
Yeah.
And what makes these cars risky if we ask ourselves in a broader perspective? Well, the reports say the concern comes from all the tech inside these cars, ranging from cameras, sensors, microphones, Wi Fi, Bluetooth, so on and so forth. Each of these can collect transmit data. As we all can understand, anything could happen, is a possibility in this given time and date. Even though attempts were made to disable or sterilize the tech inside these cars, experts
Mhm.
say it wasn't enough to eliminate the risk.
Mhm.
Yeah, Vijay.
So I wanted to kind of further understand on this. They also say that like whenever Chinese sort of deliver any vehicle, when they kind of send a sample, the sample specifications would be different, and when they deliver the actual product, in the actual product the specifications are little different. So like maybe they kind of hiding the real details and. Maybe I wanted your because you are kind of a busting this one, so I want your views on this.
Right, right. I mean, there is one thing called, excuse me, there is an important note that, I mean, as far as this topic is concerned, there is no confirmed as espionage situation, just in case you are referring to that, because there is no public evidence as such that any spying actually happened. But for a
Mhm.
military, even the possibility is enough to take, sufficient measures and precautions in that sense. So the recall seems more about preventing a risk before anything goes wrong, because here they're dealing with high level, high tech military scenario here. Because
Okay.
in the at the bigger picture, the issue isn't just about one particular brand. One thing that stood out to me is that experts say this risk isn't limited to Chinese cars alone. Any highly connected vehicle could be vulnerable. So I feel the conversation shouldn't only be about banning a particular brand, but setting strong cybersecurity standards uh, for all connected cars
Okay.
precisely is what I would like to make a point here.
Okay. Uh, I think maybe on a lighter note, I wanted to say I have seen like this particular statement made, or like we have seen it over the net, or like over a lot of channels as well. Like every time a Chinese sells a product, there is always a backdoor to it where they kind of steal the data
Mm.
from all of us. So do you agree with this statement, or like what are your observations personally?
Probably it has its share of truth. Maybe it's probably a right word to use, the Chinese syndrome, because looking at the quality of the products, that even if we look at in the Indian market point of view, the quality has been always highly debatable, and the when it comes to the quality, it is always not on par with the quality that one would really can appreciate. When it comes to this, what actually militaries worry about in this Israel recalling this many number of cars for senior officers, even basic car data like location, routes, or driving patterns using GPS and all that can reveal sensitive information about them. That is something that anybody of us can understand. So if a car constantly sends data, even routine commutes could, accidentally expose military movements. So that's basically a real concern in any given time and date. Yeah.
And one more thing on just to follow up on the Israel, like, do you see that what are the 700 cars seized by Israel? Like, are they going to demolish them, or like any idea? Like, did you see any article like what they wanted to do with those 700 cars?
No, I haven't seen any such information as to what Israel is going to physically do, because that's a pretty big merchandise. So, I mean, recalling those many 700 cars, that itself is a big stinker to their association with China and so on and so forth, because that news is still ongoing and we are yet to get or receive a good amount of information. So, I mean, parking that point as the things are going currently, I would I would see that there could be a policy angle also to this. So, I mean, the article that I found pretty, informative is it basically suggests we need long-term changes such as better encryption, secure communication system in vehicles, and strict guidelines for sensitive environments. Because it's not just about, for example, if your question has anywhere to understand, are they going to dump these vehicles somewhere or something? Because
Exactly.
today the information is not just about the physicality of a particular objective. It could be, cyber warfare. So we don't know exactly
Yeah.
to what extent the damage has occurred and what kind of preventional measures these people are going to take. That's still at large to discuss and get to know the information.
Okay. Do you have any other additional points on this? What do you say, like interesting thing that kind of they found out, or like that came as a part of your reading or
Well,
research?
I have 2 points to make here when it comes to, because the article that I came up with or the information that I'm trying to share here is precisely about the military grade information, but that also can apply to the civilian. We have to look at the civilian angle as well. So if I look at from the civilian angle perspective, this made me think about regular people too, commoners like us. Modern cars collect a lot of data about us. I mean, the best example is Google itself. The moment you register an account to Google, I mean, we got to know how much information we are sharing, and we never know that information can, how counterproductive that could become to us. As much as it has its bright side of, data safety, but there is always a open question or open point how vulnerable we can get to when it comes to data theft and all that. So in that
Yeah.
sense, it's worth understanding what information our vehicles store and share. So I mean,
Yeah.
end of the day, it is always important not to get panicked, but just to be informed on the safety angle, because this tech is only going to become more advanced, and the more the technology we have, the more the loopholes also can we I mean we can expect out of it. And I would say the key takeaway from this is essentially is in the end, I see the Israeli recall as a sign of where global security thinking is heading. So as cars get smarter, the security rules around them will also have to evolve accordingly and along with the time. So in that sense, it is a great reminder that technology, convenience, and privacy, they're all connected and we need to balance them carefully. So yeah, these are my uh, sharing points for tonight.
Okay. I think like before I wrap up this entire discussion, like I just wanted to add 2 points from my side. See, the data collection, like as you suggested, like by Google or anyone, actually, if you look at the way we use Thanks for all the support till date you have given to us, and Har Har Mahadev.
Certainly, certainly. Thanks for having me on the show once again, Vijay. And Har Har Mahadev. Good night and Jai Hind.
Good night.